Emotional damage.
Alright, I'm here. Let's get back into it, shall we? That was about 10 minutes. Alright, so, I think before all this stuff happened, you know, we've been waiting around for Tataru to call us about, you know, the beacon back at the Crystal Tower. But we haven't checked out her traveling outfit that she gave us. Let's go ahead and do that. Where did I put it? There it is. Oh, shit! The freaky-ass mask, but other than that, the hood's kind of cool. Damn, I think Tataru outdid herself this time. This is a way fucking cooler outfit, if you ask me, than the last one she gave us for Stormblood. Oh, and the size is just an added touch for me. It's so fucking cool. The fucking... Here. I love that sound effect. The chainsaw size. It's such a brilliant idea. I love the concept. Let him go. Holy shit. The edge. The edge. Oh, the chainsaw stops for that. That's interesting. Does it still do the buzzing sound when you pull it out? Yes! Meaning when you pull it out with the special animation. Pretty cool, eh? Alright, let's get the hell out of here. I think Tataru might have some news for us now. All Amigo is at last free from Imperial rule, but that liberty may prove fleeting as the Empire moves to both reclaim this bloodied nation and subjugate all of Eorzea. In their hour of need, however, they cannot turn to the Warrior of Light, nor to the Scions who yet slumber, their souls adrift. The realm is left to struggle without its saviors, for they have been beckoned beyond time and space, beckoned to the first. Alright, much as I like the hood, the mask kind of ruins it, honestly. We're doing this. There we go. Alright. Let's get going. The Circus Trench. Go see if Tataru's got news for us, eh? Can I say this outfit really fits well with the Reaper job class. I've never actually worn it before with this job class. It looked good. Fiend? Still not familiar. I wish I was familiar with that song too. I don't know. Sounds familiar though. Oh shit. We gotta check in with everybody. Alternate? I'm afraid there is still no change in the Scion's condition, and the means to wake them from their slumber yet eludes us. I pray this beacon at the Crystal Tower might guide us to an answer. Oh, it's Devil May Cry music? Oh, it's Sephiroth Phase 2 again. Right, the one you mentioned last time, but not by name. Grandfather doubts his ability to contribute to the Scions, and try as I might, I cannot assuage his doubts. Would that homemade was here, he would know what to say. Yeah, his old friend's gone. Everyone labors tirelessly to fulfill the Scion's duties in their absence, and yet I sometimes wonder what worth yet remains in these old bones of mine. Man. He's just followed a constant theme of moping about his old age, huh? Like, every time we've seen him, basically. I thought things couldn't get any worse when the Garleans were gearing up for war. Then word reached me the Scions were in trouble. We need to find that beacon and find it quick. What's going on here? Our brothers and sisters are fallen, 'tis true, but duty will not afford us time to wallow in misery. Until they will return to us, we must work twice as hard. Indeed. So, before I forget. My brother says he will work twice as hard in the Scion's stead, which likely means I must work thrice as hard if I am to match his pace. Gotta set this up before I forget. What am I telling you? Well, we'll forget. There. Congratulations on reaching level 90 on Dancer, Crimson. Saw your message just now. FME? In light of the present condition of the Scions, even Real has returned from afield. Never has there been a greater need to marshal our resources. What are you two ladies talking about? You needn't worry about the Scions. Osher, my sister, and I have been keeping over them. Yeah, I've been keeping over them in shifts ever since they arrived at the Rising Stones. If only they would give some sign of stirring. Ainer? I never realized just how critical a role the Archons played in all that we do here. It won't be easy to make up for their absence. Yeah. I think that's everybody. Yeah. Alright, Tataru, what's up? Got something for me? The Circus Trench. Tataru is itching to share what appears to be good news. Well, let's hope it is. Good news, Leon! We've had a stroke of luck in our search for that beacon. Apparently, our colleagues have stumbled across a hidden path leading down into the hollows around the base of the Crystal Tower. Really? A path I doubt we'd ever have found that had the Ironworks and the Suns not added their numbers to the party. Oh, they joined the search, huh? Thanks to them, we have eager eyes aplenty down there, checking under rocks and peering into every nook and cranny. Still, it sounds like there's a lot of ground to cover. Then we better go and give them a hand. My thoughts exactly. The sooner we find this beacon, the sooner you can travel to wherever it is this mysterious voice is coming from. And the sooner we can work out how to help our friends. We have to find a way to wake them up, and before the Empire comes calling again. Meaning we have no time to lose. Damn straight. We gotta get off our asses. There's a boat in North Silvertier waiting to ferry people to the site, so let's be on our way. After you, me lady. Almost thought it was going to instantly teleport us there for a second. Speak with the St. Coinot ferryman in North Silvertier? Okay. It's right outside. You know, there's a lot of outfits that are hard to match with this. With a lot of sites, but this one in particular. It's incredibly bulky. It's fucking cool when you're wielding it, but when you have it on your back, boy does it... With a lot of outfits, it kind of fucks up the silhouette you're going for. With this one, it's borderline. But it still kind of works. Probably because of the edginess of the outfit itself, honestly. Like I said, Tataru outdid herself with this one. It's actually a really cool outfit. Heading to the survey site, sir? It's on the eastern shore of the lake, and the swiftest way to get there is by boat. Yeah. Take me there, my good man. Yeah, it's the Labyrinth of the Ancients. Guess this is what it looks like on the outside. Hey, Hori's here. Leon! The search continues, but I have no doubt we shall find this beacon of yours. Well, let's hope so. How are you guys doing? The Ironworks is out in force. Master Garland's orders. Good to hear, good to hear. That towering edifice is the outer wall of the Crystal Tower's foundation. The Labyrinth of the Ancients, to be precise. Right. I remember what it looked like in FF3. The ladies are here, too. I've detected no slavering beasts in the vicinity. My sister accepted. Well, I think that's meant to be said slobbering then, right? Maybe? I don't know. As in saliva dripping out of the mouth? I'm not surprised, Aner. What's on your mind? The Archons need our help. Next to that, even matters of the heart don't seem to matter. We all know what she's really referring to. I mean, Clemens knows. That's what she said, my sister being an exception. I mean, Hori's right over there. I wouldn't be surprised if she's side-eyeing him on occasion. The air here weighs heavily upon me. There's little wonder, I suppose, when standing in the shadow of such an imposing structure. Indeed, can't even look up at it completely from here. Lataro?
Look how many people there are! Should we get to it then? Pick up anything that seems the least bit device-like, and we'll make ourselves a pile.
Well, if it isn't the hero of the hour, maybe you'll change our look. We've found bugger all without you.
Biggs!
Wedge!
Dylan!
No, not Dylan, just Biggs and Wedge.
Aye, aye. Well, we could hardly say no to a call for aid from the Scions. Jesse called the chief for some other business, so we'll be working twice as hard to make up for his not being here.
Fair enough.
Thrice as hard, even.
God. I forget how weird his voice is.
I'm sure we'll find that beacon in no time.
Wedge, I mean. Yeah, Crimson. I have the whole clip too.
I'm not seeing anything out here. Do you reckon you could squeeze in there, Wedge?
And get stuck halfway? No, thank you.
I could try if you like.
Shit, Tataru's brave.
Tataru, no! We couldn't ask you to do that.
Oh, I'll be fine. This receptionist is not afraid to get her hands dirty.
Sorry, I meant to say, the scholars haven't finished their preliminary assessment of the site yet, so we're not supposed to venture too far in. What's that you got there? Now that looks promising.
Isn't that the Ironworks symbol? Counterfeiters?
Similar, but not exactly.
Now I have you.
Oh shit!
You are right.
What's happening?
He's got me! Help!
Focus on my voice. Let expanse contract. Eon become instant.
Wait, this must be it. The device. Oh, this is supposed to happen.
Throw wide the gates that we may pass.
Oh, safe journey, warrior of light. Find our friends and bring them home.
I just died. Oh wait, no, I'm fine. God damn it. I'll do my best, Tataru. I choked up on that just because, well, I'm not good with goodbyes, you know? But also the heaviness, the weight of the mission itself. Find our friends and bring them home, it's like, I don't even know where they are, but god damn it if I don't try.
realm for showing me the dawn's light will shine again.
Oh, do not look at me so.
You're slaves to a tyrant. There's no freedom in that.
This is one battle you cannot fight. Away with you.
We did everything right. Everything that was asked of us, and still it came to this.
I want my sunglasses when I need them.
Your time has not yet come.
Seems very gray here. Oh shit. Well, more like bright black and white. It's pretty bright actually. It's over focusing. Shit. I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
From endless dreams I awake. Something vague, yet urgent, calls me to action once more.
Rare to meet someone out here who's not a peddler themselves. What brings you into the wilds this time of night?
It's all like Bremen's. The guy I met at the beginning of my advent. Did he say night? What do you mean this time of night?
Well, if it ain't the oldest joke in the book. Me granddad, God's rest his soul, used to tell that one to the barman at kicking out time. And when, pray tell, did we last have a dark night? You rotten old drunk, you, he'd reply. Yeah. Over 100 bleeding years ago, that's when. You got that look down to a T. I'd almost think you meant it. Ah, got to you, did they? Poor beggar. That explains it then.
Seriously, don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dude. I'm good. I don't need to be getting drunk right now.
Well, I've roads to travel and wares to sell, but you best hurry along to the town nearby. Just head east through the trees and aim for the Shining Tower. You'll find the place soon enough. 'Tis the biggest settlement for malms around. Go on now, friend. They'll take good care of you in the Crystarium.
All things considered, he's done pretty well for himself. And that massive fucking jewel on his finger, you know? Big ass diamond. Dude's rolling in it. Well, maybe, maybe not. Could just be some cheap jewelry.
To dizzying heights it rises. The gleaming spire. Its tip threatening to pierce the blinding canopy. There, it will all begin anew. Between dark and light. The pure and the corrupt. The one true struggle.
Got a ways to go. Make tracks. Sure no one will mind that.
Halt!
Uh-oh.
Every face in this city I know. Yours, I do not. This is the threshold of the Crystarium, stranger, and I am its gatekeeper. If you would enter, you will answer my questions.
I like her accent.
From where do you hail?
Very similar to Friends. It could say the source, I guess, but also Gridania, but fuck it. The source.
The source? What is this cryptic nonsense?
Oh. Maybe I should have said Gridania.
Had you given me an honest answer, I would not have barred your way. We care little here for a person's place of origin, but instead, you chose concealment. And I will not suffer you to pass.
Hey, I'm not lying. I was like, she's about to cut my ass down.
That one had eaten. It must have gulped down the whole hand, ring and all.
talked to that son of a bitch 5 minutes ago.
Everything all right, Captain?
Quite all right, my lord. Just a stray sin eater, and a weak one at that.
I see. Weak or not, we should be on the lookout for more. But I see you've met my guest. I will escort him to the Crystarium myself, if you've no objections.
Another of your mysterious fronts, is it? I should have known. Very well. I'll inform the others your guest is to be given the run of the city. Pray forgive my less than cordial welcome. May the rest of your stay with us be a pleasant one.
Come with me. I will answer whatever questions you have when we are somewhere more private. Right then, before we plunge into the wheres and wherefores, let me first thank you for answering my summons. I had intended to bring you directly to my personal quarters, but I fear my aim was slightly off. That you were still able to make the crossing unharmed is a great relief. And so, we come to the question of where. The realm in which you now find yourself belongs to one of the 13 reflections, or shards. The first, to be precise, even if its inhabitants are largely oblivious to the fact. As to wherefore, having been awarded the rather grandiose title of Crystal Exarch, I, in my capacity as caretaker of the Crystarium, thought to seek the aid of you and your companions.
Do you have any idea how much trouble we've got? That doesn't matter now, I just want to know. Are the other Scions here?
Ah, that is a question with no simple answer. But all shall be explained in due course, I promise you. Let us begin with the glaring skies up above. Here in the first, the world has been all but consumed by primordial light. It began a century ago, by this realm's reckoning. A luminous flood swallowing everything in its path. More than 9/10 of this star was lost. And the fortunate few who survived are hounded by abominations born of that catastrophe even now. Sin Eaters, we call them. The creature you saw earlier was one such monstrosity. It was to save the first from this menace that I learned to bridge the rift between worlds. That I might call upon the aid of the greatest of heroes. And though it meant depriving a world of its champion, I had to try, for in saving the first, you would bring salvation to the source as well. But what manner of host harangues his guests in the middle of the road? Let us continue our talk within the Crystarium.
such a proud and vibrant city. The sole sanctuary for the living in a world all but resigned to oblivion. Each stone was laid with hope. The town itself a symbol, a monument to defiance in the face of death. No would-be hero could fail to answer its call. For who among us does not yearn for salvation?
Norbrand, the Crystarian. Taken straight out of some kind of skeleton from something that predated FF11. Believe it or not, folks. The skeleton being the base design. Came from something pretty old, actually. Hey! I'll see you, Crimson. I was wondering if you were going to be here too. I was like, I wonder if I'll get the greeting. I appreciate that. And here we are. Welcome, my friend, to the Crystarian. It kind of works, right? Oh, before I talk to the Crystal Exarch. Dancer class? Whoa, that is a nice outfit! Holy shit! Yeah, because I went to Balmung because, you know, what's it called? What was it? Because I was in Uldar for the Reaper quest, so... That's a really nice glam, though. Like, I kind of want to use that as a dancer glam, too. Let me see. Is this part of the... Is some of it from the job quest gear, or is it something else? Fucking blades are nice, too. Holy shit. 3 job gear pieces? Oh, okay. I understand. Well, I gotta do my customary... Milady? Of course! What vow is that? I thought only monks could do that one. Maybe I don't know. Wait away. Thank you very much for the warm welcome. With Father Dragon by your side too. A toast! Alright, I gotta get back to the Crystal Exarch. He's waiting on me. Whoa! Damn PS5 control buttons. I appreciate the welcome though, very much though. I was wondering about that too. Thank you very much. Oh, the Femara has that as a default bow. Works well when you wanna bite Alala's head. Nice. It works well with that outfit too, because you know. Oh, I see your custom emote. Drinks chocolate milk. That reminds me, I was gonna make a custom emote out of my toast too. Oh yeah, which job gear pieces? Hold on. I'm curious. Obviously. That's obviously not it. I don't think so. Idealized Dancer's armlets. Guessing it's level 90 stuff? I'm guessing. I'm guessing. I don't know. The chest is 90 job gear. Hands is 80. Oh, okay. I gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. Alright. Cool. And of course, you know, the, searching for, of course the 2B leggings, you can never go wrong with that, right? City of the First. Oh, real quick, this kind of threw me off a little. I was gonna comment on that long-ass scene we just watched. seeing that guy got eaten, you know, the dude we talked to, like, literally 5 minutes before, and then you see his ring being spat out by that creature. That was the moment on my first playthrough of this where I was like, yeah, this is gonna be different. I was like, they came out of the gate swinging on this one. That got dark really fucking quick, you know? I was just like, holy shit. This expansion is gonna hit different from the previous ones. I don't think people were kidding about this. Glad I still have my first playthrough saved on YouTube. The 80 job gear for female dancers just... It's just like basic... Yeah, you're right. It is. Now, a full and frank discussion in the privacy of my study would seem to be in order. But I think our conversation would be more meaningful were you first to gain a firmer grasp of the situation here. To that end, I would like you to visit a few of the Crystarium's civic leaders, and glean something of this world and its predicament. Okay. Again, I appreciate the welcome very much, Crimson. That was very nice of you. I appreciate that. As you can see, this path will take you directly to the Aetheryte, a convenience with which I am sure you are only too familiar. That's what I picture. I'm guessing that's what it is, right? Being the rightful object of my summoning spell, you should in theory be able to reach all the way back along your etheric trail and find the connection in the source, believe it or not. Really? I strongly suggest you complete this attunement before venturing any further. Well, the game's telling you right there. Do this now. After you've done so, walk up the steps next to the Aetheryte and head out to the left to arrive in the Crystalline Mean. This is where you'll find their collective of crafters and gatherers, as well as their spokeswoman, Catullus, one of the people I should like you to meet. Does she have a bow and arrow and... No, I'm just kidding. A bit of a Hunger Games reference. Another is Morin. To reach him in his Cabinet of Curiosity, you'll want to avoid the aforementioned steps. Take the exit on the left and simply continue straight along and down until you come to the large doors at the end of the path. Okay. So up first, then down. The third and final person I should like you to meet is Bragi, our man in charge of trade and distribution. He is to be found in the markets, which you can access from the opposite side of the Aetheryte Plaza. In seeking out each of my colleagues, you will visit the major districts of the city and hopefully gain a feel for the place. I trust my directions were simple enough. So the right and down the where now? Crystal clear. No pun intended, by the way. Very good. I concede the layout of the Crystarium owes more to historic necessity than planning. I don't know if that was a very light and subtle reference to the fact that this environment was actually... Most of the skeleton of this environment was built a long, long time ago. But I'm sure you'll learn its twists and turns before long. I have to find a video on this. In all honesty, the true challenge may be in finding the right way to approach its citizens. As you discovered during your encounter with the captain, the people of this world are unaware of the existence of other stars, and will struggle to accept the truth of your origin. That being the case, when they ask whence you hail, as they inevitably will, I suggest you claim to share a homeland with the Crystal Exarch. There is an unspoken rule here about peering too deeply into that particular mystery. So you're somewhat infamous here, in a way. When you finish making the rounds, pray meet me in the large courtyard at the center of town. Until then. Okay, sounds good. Crimson Zenith Rose drinks chocolate milk. I wanna make a macro for mine where it says, because it says the default is you toast so and so, right? I wanted to say you toast so and so with a mega pint. Hey. Yeah. A mega pint. Oh, there you are again. With a new outfit. The Dark Knight Glam. Well, your Dark Knight Glam, which I like that it's paradoxically all white. It's a pretty cool contrast. I even like the weapon. What weapon is that? Play more of the round. Sounds interesting. I've seen you wear this before, yeah. And that's the... I have that one, yeah. The, God damn it, the animal weapon. Right. Attuned to the Aetheryte and the Crystarium. Oh, right. I gotta do this. By focusing your senses, you detect the flow of vastly distant currents of ether. Your connection to these energies is faint, but stable, and should allow teleportation to Aetherites in the source. Cool. I thought it was gonna do the animation. I was like, this is New Game Plus, I've never seen that happen before. But, no, it didn't do it. Okay, so he said up first. A lady. I have to do it. Try to follow his instructions. This is the crystalline meme. You DM me the macro? The end bit you can remove if you want. Sadly can't get the high quality in it on Discord. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, the high quality on the right. Are you able to send it in a... Well, you don't have to trouble yourself. I was just wondering if it would fit in a mail, like a mug letter. That's fine though, it's not a big deal though. The high quality thing. I do like the chocolate milk thing though. Cool. Mine's gonna be a mega pint. Leon Starcrest toasts you with a mega pint. Rare to see a place so well stocked with goods, isn't it? But not here. I'm gonna guess you're new to our fair city? Well, yeah. Sort of. Well, for what it's worth, you've chosen a fine sanctuary. The Exarch can throw up a barrier if the Sin Eaters come knocking, so it's a damn sight safer in here than it is out there. Safer and more civilized, too, thanks to us and the meme. We work together to procure materials and resources and craft the goods which make city life possible. This is the place to visit if you need a coat mended or a kettle forged. Well, right on. Just don't go thinking it'll all be handed to you on a plate like those Yulmoran layabouts. Here in the Crystarium, we work for a living. Though I see you're no stranger to honest labor. You don't have that whiff of indolence about you like some folk I've met. Still, I can't quite pin down your profession. Where is it you're from? Same place as the Crystal Exarch. One of the Exarch's countrymen, you say? I see. Well then, I'll work twice as hard to make you feel welcome. Our city wouldn't even exist if it weren't for him, and any friend of his is a friend of ours. Shit. It's like I'm a VIP member just by association with him. This crystal tower looks different. Can't put my finger on it, but... It's really quite incredible when you think about it. They say his grand magic summoned the crystal tower into existence. Pulled the entire thing out of thin air. It wasn't long before droves of refugees began congregating around the base, desperate for shelter after losing their homes with a flood. Halo all over again. And that's how the Crystarium began. At the Exarch's invitation, buildings started going up, and with the help of some curious relics brought forth from the tower, the place gradually expanded into the thriving metropolis you see today. The city stood here for decades now, yet the eldest among us swear the Exarch looks exactly the same as he did back then. He's indeed a man of many mysteries, but for all his secrecy, he has never yet let us down. So if he, and you, wish to remain silent about your shared homeland, then the folk here will respect your wish for privacy. I am, however, more than a little curious to see any crafting talent you might be hiding. If you've got to contribute on that front, be sure to come back and visit once you've had a chance to settle in. Just ask for Catless, and I'll find you a niche here in the crystalline meme. You can help us keep the cogs of the city greased and turning. The exchange with Catalyst has taught you about life in the Crystarium. Cool. So for crafters and gatherers, this is your home. Alright, fair enough. I could either find my way back there, or see if I can find a shortcut down there. I think I might be able to. If I fuck this up though, it'll cause a tinderbox situation all across Latin America. Oh wait, that's... wrong game. Fuck it. I'll just go back to the Aetheryte Plaza. Right, it's to the north. Perfect. Oh, I see. Which one's that one? Caminos Rookery. I'll try to remember that. So I actually haven't been here in ages. I haven't really had a reason to. The music really makes you feel not only welcome, but like it just gives you this sense of grandiose sort of like, holy shit, this is it. The beginning of a brand new adventure, and you're in a strange new place, but it's beautiful and welcoming and... Right, I'm not trying to attune to anything. This is new game, yeah. It's just, this is a very good opening for a brand new expansion, you know? Really cool. Surprised I never got that before, unless they just changed where it used to be. That's very strange. Oh shit! I trolled myself. I didn't think I'd go flying over the railing, alright? Jesus. That was an epic fail if I've ever seen one. Morin? I was told to talk to you. Excuse me, sir. Are you recently come to the city, perchance? I'm quite familiar with our civic roles, you see, and... well... What I mean to ask is... have you brought any books with you? A rumpled scroll, even? A scrap of scribbled-on parchment? Sorry, buddy. I don't... you're out of luck. My apologies. Literature is something of an obsession of mine, as well as a profession. Librarian Morin at your service, and this humble collection is known as the Cabinet of Curiosity. It's a good name. As your powers of perception have likely informed you, my colleagues and I are responsible for curating all manner of tomes, documents, and other vehicles for the written word. As horrific as the loss of life and land wrought by the flood unquestionably was, the damage to recorded knowledge was no less catastrophic. We few do all we can to preserve what wisdom survived. But tell me, what brings you to the cabinet today? Looking for any title in particular? Mayhap a spot of academic research? Oh, so you've an interest in modern history? Splendid. A thorough review of recent events can often yield novel perspectives, I quite agree. If you would prefer something visual to accompany the account, then I think I have an illustrated history book for children somewhere. Just a moment and I'll fetch it for you. Yeah, sure, I'll take a pop-up children's book, why not? I'm not above it. And here we are. Would you like to pull up a chair? Make yourself more comfortable? On with the lesson then. Yeah, I'm good. A 100 years ago, or near enough not to matter, villains known as the Warriors of Light slew the Shadowkeeper, the Steward of Darkness. In the wake of this tainted deed, light began to pour into the world as if from unseen cracks. It pooled and swelled without cease until the day an enormous, blinding wave rose up and swept across our star. We called this calamity the Flood of Light. Everything it touched was leased of life and vigor, leaving naught behind but a luminous wasteland. Yet, just when it seemed that all would be lost, the Savior appeared before us. The Oracle of Light. She stood twixt us and approaching doom, and by her power did she stay the flood. Thus was Norbrand, and Norbrand alone, spared the fate of erasure. Renfilia. It's gotta be her based on what we saw coming in here. Oh, this is what happened after she went back with the Warriors of Darkness to the First. That was at the end of Heavensward. That was a long time ago. Tragedy would, however, arrive in another form. From the blasted emptiness descended horrors of strange and terrible aspect to bedevil the few folk who survived. These Sin-Eaters were light incarnate, and their fulgent presence stole the night from Norbrand's sky. Even now, they circle the remaining bastions of civilization, ever on the hunt for us, ever hungering for our flesh. Like zombies, but they're not mindless. They can use weapons and... And thus did the world become what it is. Should you ever wish to hear the tale again, I would be glad to retell it for you. Oh, or if you would rather I speak of other matters, that too would be my pleasure. I should be glad of the company. Here, exchange with Morin has taught you about the flood of light. He's cute. Morin? The contents of a book may be immutable, yet depending upon one's perspective, the lesson one learns may be different indeed. In other words, I am very much in favor of revisiting a story one has already read. Oh. Right. I mean, that's kind of why I like to... No, we don't need to do that again, but that's honestly... It's honestly one reason I like replaying old video games, too. Even as a kid, I used to replay a lot of my games a few times before moving on to a new one. It's true. And then revisiting one after a long time, same thing. Sometimes you get a different experience out of it. When you have new perspective, you know? Hey, he's a cute guy. With the way he's holding his book and those innocent bright eyes. Almost like a kid. Pretty cute. Back to the plaza. Broggy. Hey, buddy. New to the city, friend? The spinning head and wide eyes give you away. Yeah, can imagine. Welcome. My name is Broggy and I'm the master of these markets. They gave the district another official title, but I'm not in the habit of using it. Too florid by half. In any case, our merchants stock a range of equipment for humans such as yourself, so finding something in your size shouldn't be a problem. I'm sorry, did you say humans? I'm actually a hero. Hi. Something wrong? Let's see if we can straighten this out. See those two in front of us? The shorter one is a hume, like you. And the taller one is an elf. That of an Ellison? That sturdy individual over there is a Galdgent, instead of a Rogadin. What's the one with the horns is a Dran, instead of an Aura. And then you have the large, scaly chaps with long tails and a knack for raising livestock. Those would be the Zun, instead of Amalja. Okay. Which is apparently not the name you know them by. Now I'm curious to know which far-flung region you hail from. The Exarch. Yeah, that. Ah, the same as the Exarch, eh? Well, that explains it. You don't get much further flung than that. We've had a few of your lot pass through in recent years, and despite their obvious learning, they've floundered over the simplest things. Maybe talking about the Scion? But not to worry. Should you find yourself confused by the local language or customs, I'll be here to answer your questions. Well, he did say it over the years, though, so that doesn't seem quite right. Your exchange with Bragi has taught you about the peoples of the First. Oh! Shit, all that. Wait, there's a closer Easter egg right there. Well, how did you fare? Did my colleagues help you form a clearer picture of this world and its people? Yeah, actually. Life in the Crystarium, an account of how the Exarch summoned the Crystal Tower and the city built by the refugees who sheltered there. The Flood of Light, an account of how the Warriors of Light caused the flood, which later led to the appearance of the Sin Eaters. The Peoples of the First, an account of how the races of the Source are known by different names in the First. Here's all my notes. Yes, it seems you were treated to a most thorough introduction. I understand it was something of a chore, but 'twas necessary that you grasp these things before we proceed. As for the Crystal Tower's origin, you may have noted that details were sparse. The structure is, in fact, the self-same one you know from the Source, transported to the First in its entirety. What? It was my first attempt at breaching the boundaries between worlds, something of a trial run for your eventual crossing. And although I do not know which era I tore it from, I do know that its arrival served to set the wheels of fate in motion. So he took it from a potentially different era, different time? Yeah, I recognize that door. Back there. Doga and Une. Travelers of Norvrend. You've done as I requested and learned something of the world in which you find yourself. Now it's time I fulfilled my half of the bargain and explained what has befallen your comrades. That is a conversation I would rather have in the privacy of my quarters, however. I must go on ahead to the tower and organize a few things, but I shall see that the guard knows to admit you. Power's gate lies open then. Just like that? Then Grahatia is the same answer I gave my first time. I'm not familiar with that name. Is there something I should know? He's sealed up in there, or supposed to be. An extraordinary tale. I'm afraid I found no such individual residing in the tower when it passed into my care. Mayhap we can revisit that mystery another time. For now, I think it best that we focus on the present. Maybe took it from an era before everything we did. That would bring up more questions though, because it was slumbering with Zonde inside of it. It's got dark. Is it because of the lighting here? Greetings, sir. The Exarch awaits you within. Hold on. As it turned 6 p.m., we suddenly got a shadow here, but I think it's just from the tower. Still pretty lit up. Interesting. Alright, now I'll go in. Sir? Gentlemen?
Welcome to the Ocular, my private study. We can speak here without fear of being overheard. I have much to explain, but the truths which I must touch upon in doing so would cause only distress and confusion to the people of this world. Pray keep that in mind.
We got FF3 Crystal Tower music.
I'm sure you are desperate to know the fate of your fellow Scions. To put it simply, they are here in the First. Their arrival, however, was not as recent as you may imagine. Here, time flows at a different pace from that of the Source. In the space of a single hour in your home world, an entire year might pass in the first, and the reverse could also be true. The pace fluctuates without rhyme or reason, and it cannot be predicted. That said, we seem to be entering a period of near equivalence, and thus, for the moment, you need not overly concern yourself with the passage of time. As for your companions, however, Y'shtola and Urianger have dwelled here for 3 winters, all told, while Thancred's count stands at 5.
Holy shit, they've been here for years?
Our more recent arrivals, Alphino and Alize, have lived in the first for almost a year. My intention had been to summon only you, but the art of reaching across worlds has proven exceedingly difficult to master. Thus it was that my fumbling hand closed upon those to whom your fate is most closely bound as well. As they were not the object of my summons, their transference was incomplete. Though they may appear to possess corporeal bodies, they are, in truth, merely spirits that one can see and touch.
And they arrived naked.
Consequently, while you yourself will be able to pass between worlds with relative freedom, they will not. Much as it grieves me, they are stranded here, unable to return.
No clothing either. I guess a soul can't really have clothes, right? Thancred there. Poor Thancred. You know what's more disturbing about that? That means when he summoned everybody, he saw all of them naked. Everyone. Granted, we did kind of see Y'shtola that way already, but still, he saw everyone. Well, he strikes me as a gentleman though, so... I like that they showed us Thancred though. Sure, a lot of people wanted to see that again after Heaven's Word. Okay, so then find a way to send them back? Or what have they been doing all the time? That's actually, yeah. What the hell have they been doing? The better question.
We spent every waking hour searching for a way to reverse the summoning. In the beginning, at least. As you may have surmised, however, our efforts met with little success. And then we all but abandoned the endeavor once Urianger shared with us the vision he had witnessed during his journey through the rift. In that chaotic no-man's land between realms, time and space warp and blend in unexpected ways. What Urianger saw was the future. That which would one day come to pass. In his vision of tomorrow, the first was rejoined with the Source. This collision of worlds brought about the 8th umbral calamity and the deaths of countless multitudes. Amongst those who perished, Urianger clearly saw the fall of the Scion's mightiest champion. He watched you die.
No other way from being shot.
Did the Scions embrace their exile, and began searching this world for a means to forestall the coming catastrophe in yours. Their souls are stranded in the first, yes, but they have fought on, desperate to save their home and you from destruction. Nor have their efforts been in vain, for it was they who finally established that the elimination of the Sin Eaters will indeed serve to prevent the calamity. Considering these circumstances of our meeting, you would be forgiven for doubting my version of events. And so, before all else, I would suggest you track down your comrades and hear the tale from their lips. I shall of course be happy to assist in these reunions, and you need not make any decisions regarding your involvement until you are certain of where you stand. Meanwhile, I promise I will not rest until I have found a way to help your friends return home. What say you? Have I earned your trust for the moment, at least?
I suppose so. I mean, I don't really have much of a choice right now. Aye, but I'll see you keep that promise.
Excellent. You will not regret this. With that settled, we shall have to see about getting you ready for the road. Traveling across the rift has no doubt left you weary. I will arrange for a room where you might rest in comfort. While it's being prepared, perhaps I can show you around.
Another tour of the city? Okay. I suppose we only saw small fractions of it since we were mostly getting lore rather than a tour, right? The Crystarium boasts a number of residential districts, but I have been informed that a room has just become available at the Pendants. Which, as it turns out, is perfect. Our path there will take us past the markets, and I was hoping to give you my own introduction to their wares. Come along. Fair enough. Wholesome music.
This is the Musica Universalis, the commercial heart of the Crystarium. What you might need to prepare for your journeys can be purchased here. Ah, yes. You must be curious about the currency. Fear not. The gil you carry will serve you well enough.
Oh, thank fuck.
Each nation once minted its own coins, but 'twas all a jumbled mess following the flood. After much debate, the local merchants eventually elected to revert to the old ways, wherein a coin's value was decided by the worth of its metal. As for a unit of measurement, we agreed upon the term gil, a word borrowed from coins uncovered within the Crystal Tower here. And as our traders peddled their wares across the land, so too did our usage of gil become common practice. From what your stola tells me, a standard coin from the source equates to exactly 1 gil here, or near enough not to matter. Our way of life has benefited greatly from the artifacts we recovered from the tower, some of which may be familiar to you.
Oh god, of course you found poetics in the Crystal Tower. Of course. Yeah, Leon just recognized him. Ah! Why? The endless grind.
But I fear
Keep
it would
him
not
away.
be practical for us to provide everything to which you are accustomed. You shall need a means to access the commodities of your homeworld. A Van Kerm Sin?
Yes, I'm here. Of course I'm here. What amusements do you have for me today?
My dear Feo Ul, paragon of pixie kind. For you, I have the most vital task. This fine gentleman is a friend from a distant realm. And we have need of a means to ferry things back and forth from his home. Might you be able to assist us in this matter?
You came from beyond, didn't you? From beyond the rift? How wonderfully exciting! What a brave and reckless and marvelous thing you did! You've the heart of a pixie, you do. After careful consideration, I have decided to grant you my assistance. Make a pact with me and the fun can begin. But answer me this, traveller. Did your garments come with you when you crossed over? Your teeth? Your nails?
I mean, I have my clothes on right now, yeah?
Just as I thought! Then you've a good stout connection with your home through which all your belongings, great and small, may easily pass. From this moment forth I will be your Isne Fis, and you my Snae Yak. Like the branch which sprouts from the sapling, our bond will flow unbroken from one to the other. Raise your hand.
She's quite the character, isn't she? Very excited to help me, apparently.
Tis done. We are bound now, dearest sapling. Come then. Make your request. Tell me your desire. I wish to visit this world of yours.
Mayhap her message to your friends in the Source to inform them of your safe arrival.
Yeah, Tatara would want to know. Well, Kryl too, but mostly Tatara's worried sick, so... Send a message to Tatara.
Consider it done.
As you heard, that was Feo Ul of the Pixies. Their kind possess an affinity for magic akin to that of arcane beings. They rarely show themselves in populated areas, but Feo is insatiably curious even by Pixie standards, and seems to have taken a liking to the Crystarium. Right, we were going to organize a room for you, weren't we? Come along.
For fuck's sake, I don't know how I fucked this up. Give me a second. Alright, I'm good. As a result of your pact with Feo Ul, you now have access to delivery movables, market boards, and summoning bells while in the first. They said her name like 2 or 3 times in that cutscene alone. Somehow, in my first playthrough of this, I didn't pay enough attention to those 2 or 3 times, and my fucking brain kept seeing the second part of her name as initials. So I thought that was a fucking capital I. So I kept saying it all wrong. I kept saying Feo... How do you even... Yui? Or something like that? But you go... It's embarrassing. You go back and watch my first playthrough of Shadowbringers, I'm saying her name all fucking wrong. Because I'm looking at it like a capital I instead of a lowercase L. And it only dawned on me like halfway through the fucking expansion that I was like, wait a minute, that's an L. And they said it out loud like 3 times in that scene. I must have been... Since this is the beginning, I must have been so fucking, distracted by just everything that was happening. It was probably overwhelming me, because that usually happens. Know that it's probably going to happen when I get to Endwalker. I'm going to be overwhelmed by a lot of shit, and I'm going to miss details. This is why I replay things. This is why I've caught new details in the story from previous expansions, just from replaying them again now on stream. Details I did not catch the first time through. Like the most recent one being that thing about the ether getting thin in various places. At the end of, you know, a couple streams. Well, it was basically last stream. I must have been overwhelmed by everything, but also at the same time I was busy, like, bantering with some of my friends at the time who were, welcoming me here, too. And so I think I must have been so distracted I didn't hear him say her fucking name, like, 2 or 3 times, and then I was saying it wrong, when I was reading the text out loud for, like, half the goddamn expansion. It's embarrassing. But, you know, when things like that happen, at least you can look back and laugh about it later, right? What else is there? It's comedy gold. Sort of. It's just sitting there on my YouTube channel now. That's why during the cutscene I was just doing this because I was like, how did I fuck this up? My tombstone of poetic here didn't help me. I just like that the poetics are basically smartphones. Which I think they even have... Yeah, I think they even have a fucking emote that solidifies that as well. Let me see. I think you start with this, too. Like, you don't have to unlock this. Tombstone. Check this out. You swipe excitedly at your tombstone, nothing happens. See? Little smartphone. Let me do that again so we can see the back of it. Yeah, see? The poetic. Leon's on Twitter right now. Or Instagram or something, I don't know. Crystal Exarch. Who's this guy? Wait, I meant this dude. Welcome to the Pendant, sir. You're here with the Exarch? Yeah. Ah, there you are. I was just finalizing the matter of your accommodation. You have a private room here at the Pendants for the duration of your stay, to make use of as you see fit. When you are ready to retire, the manager will show you to your lodgings. Pray rest and recuperate, and we shall reconvene in the ocular anon. I believe that covers all of the practical concerns. Sure, I guess. Not sure what you mean, but... Thank you for answering my call, Leon. We are denied the comforting blankets of night, but may peaceful dreams attend you nonetheless. You guys got blackout curtains so I can at least block out the light so I can sleep? Or am I just fucked? I gotta get those for those nights when I stay up too late. Doesn't happen that much anymore, thankfully. I'm more disciplined now, but... Pleasure to meet you, sir, and welcome to your new home at the Pendants. Happy to be here. Your room is ready. Do you care to retire? Sure. Been a long day. Take a fucking nap. The music. This song almost brought me to tears earlier, just remembering my entire adventure, my first time through. When we literally first got here and the song played, I choked up and I watered a little bit. I'll kind of hide it though. It was back when we were talking to, what's her name, at the gate. The dancer Viera.
I know you. You're the warrior of light from the source.
Ardbert, the warrior of darkness, holy shit! I mean, this is his home, but still, there he is! The warrior of darkness? I remember you.
What? Did you just... You can hear me? Oh, gods, how long has it been? That was what I called myself in your world. The Warrior of Darkness. My real name is Ardbert. I used an alias in the source, a daft one, looking back. If you recall my tale, it was my comrades and I who caused the flood. We thought our home doomed. And so we listened to the Ascians. Let them guide us to the source, and tried to hasten their goddamned ardor. I remember when we fell, defeated by you and yours. I remember our audience with Minfilia, how she listened to our pleas and returned our souls to the First. The flood was poised to swallow Norvrand. Minfilia and my friends, they surrendered what little they had left to hold it back. Just faded away, leaving me to bear witness. Tell me, do you know the year? How much time has passed since we caused the flood? 100 years. 100 long years. My hands find no purchase. My gestures catch no eye, and my pleas, be they whispered or screamed, reach not a single ear. I am a shade, cursed to do naught but drift. I feel as if I've been walking forever. I hardly noticed when my mind and body began to fray at the edges. Then bang! My senses were sharp again. I felt like a fish being reeled in, and before I knew it, I found myself in this room. Why is it that you can see me? What are you even doing here, come to that? You were summoned to save the first. A waste of time. This world is beyond saving, like those who try to save it. Muddled as my mind may be, I've not forgotten that. But if fate has brought me to you, the one person in this God's forsaken world who can see and hear me, then perhaps there is a reason I endured. If I can find out why I was left behind, then maybe I can bring this journey of mine to an end. Well, I'll be watching, Warrior of Light. But do me a favor. Be careful out there. This world has had its fill of heroes.
He never cleaned the blood off his axe. I know the important things, right? You just dropped the bomb on us, though. And Philia and his friends all gone. He died saving this world. At least according to what he just told us. He sleeps like a fucking statue, Leon, and then just gets up and walks out. Just stiff as hell. Not even lying on his side or anything. He's a back sleeper. I can't imagine. I think I've only fallen asleep on my back like less than 5 times in my entire life, I think. I don't know. I have to sleep on my side. I can't do that shit. I think I could sleep on my back if I had one of those adjustable beds, you know? The ones that are like, you can sort of make it so that you can adjust, so you're not just flat, basically. I mean, the hospital bed that I stayed at, like, when I stayed in the hospital, the bed could do that, and that was actually quite nice. Relieving pressure points, and being able to basically change your position without having to roll over. Now, if I didn't have, you know, IVs stuck in my arms, it would have been a nice, you know, a good night's rest, honestly, but didn't work out that way. Still, it's kind of my first time being able to sleep with a bed like that. It's kind of cool. Master Leon, the Exarch awaits you within. Okay.
How did you find your new quarters? I trust you were able to rest?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell him about it. I was gonna say well enough, thank you, but sure. I had a ghostly visitor.
I was not aware the room was haunted, and you were rather tired. Well, should you receive another visitation, be sure to let me know.
Okay.
Now, let us return to the subject of the Scion's whereabouts. This map shows the lands of Norvrand, the only area to be spared the Flood of Light. The Crystarium is here, in the region known as Lakeland. To the north is the fairy kingdom of Il-Meg. That is where you'll find Urianger. To the east lies the once prosperous civilization of Rak-Tika. Your Stola is stationed there, in the heart of the forest. Alas, neither location can be reached without considerable difficulty. As such, I would suggest you first seek out one of the twins, each of whom is stationed but a short flight from the Crystarium. Alphino is on Calusia, an island off the western shore. It is home to a city called Yulmore, where the rich and privileged while away their days in idleness. For his part in furthering our cause, Alphino journeyed there to meet with the citizenry and forge alliances. From what I hear, he has since kept himself busy gathering information around the main settlement. Alize, meanwhile, traveled south to the arid wastes of Armareng. They lie upon the very edge of the inhabitable world, where the Flood of Light was halted. Those who dwell there live in constant fear of attack by the Sin Eaters. In contrast to her brother, Alize felt that her energies would better be spent learning about the enemy, and thus she sells her services as a guard, both to hone her skills and gather information on our foe.
That fits her profile quite well, actually. She's not into politics, she's into fighting.
So, will it be Calicia or Armareng? It matters not which you choose to visit first. Simply inform me once you've made your decision, and I will see to it that you are provided with a suitable mount. Ah, but you must be wondering about Thancred. He has taken up with a new companion, and is presently engaged as a wandering hunter of Sin Eaters. Being ever on the move, his whereabouts are often difficult to ascertain, but I am certain your paths will cross ere long.
Fair enough. I guess eventually we'll see our boy Thancred, our bro. Travelers of Norvrand. Portal to the source. Well, that's how I get back there. Okay. So what else you got for me, Crystal Exarch? I'm guessing I have to make my decision now? Well, the little guy up in the top left says in search of Alphino, so that's where we're going. The first choice. Which is what I did in my first playthrough, too. In search of Alphino. You will visit Alphino in Calusia, then? Excellent. As I mentioned, your destination is an island off the west coast, so you will need a mount capable of making the journey. Here's a letter of introduction, presented to Zem Genmai, the master of beasts at Temenos Rookery, and he will take care of you. When you see Alphino, be sure to pass on my warmest regards. I like how we didn't even... We just said we had a ghostly visitor. He took it as a... Well, not as a joke, but he's just kind of like, whatever. We totally didn't even bother telling him... we knew the guy, you know, and the whole story and everything. We're just kind of like, whatever. Fair enough, I guess. Zem Genmai. This is a guy. Your face is unknown to me. What business have you at my rookery? Check this out. It's a letter of introduction addressed to Zem Genmai and signed by the Crystal Exarch. A mutual friend sent me here. Signed by the Exarch, no less. Yes, I can provide you with an Amaro for passage to Calusia. I will pick you out a friendly whelp. Not a chocobo then? Chocobo? Do you hail from one of Norvrand's more isolated settlements, perchance? I hear there are a few places where they ride little elves. There's a Chuckwa over there. But here in the Crystarium, mounts like that grey fellow there are far more commonly used. That do? Seeing as you are plainly unaccustomed to riding a Morrow, I think it best I accompany you on this flight myself. Any Zune worthy of the name could do it, of course, but the Exarch sent you to me. Ensuring you arrive safely is my responsibility. Gather your things and meet me at the Amara launch. One of the junior tamers will attend to you while I ready the mounts. I see. Amara launch. Okay. What the fuck? Okay. Fuck it, just do this. What the hell am I doing? You want to fly in Amaro to Pelusia? Well, I suppose if Master Genma is going with you. Wait here, please. The Master should be alone with the mount shortly. You can now travel to Pelusia. Speak with the aspiring Amaro tamer to fly to the island. You can also use your ether compass to assist with locating ether currents in new regions. Excuse me. The ether compass can be found in the collection in the duty section of the main menu. People kept losing it, apparently. Fair enough.
The whistling breeze, mute. The pounding surf, frozen. Time itself takes a breath. At light's edge, all is perfectly still. The world captured in a painting, locked in a moment. Music, faint and fleeting, drifts coastward on the lifeless air. And in the distance, beyond the broken earth, a city beckons.
I'm kind of wondering right now. Do you get an Amaro mount? There might be a way to get one, but I'm pretty sure I don't have one. I don't think that's a thing. Not for me, anyway. I don't think you actually get one. I questioned the same thing about the Falcons back in Stormblood. I don't think I have one of those either, so... I wonder if you can get one of those. Or if there's strictly, like, public transportation like this. I don't know. We are arrived. This is Cracked Shell Beach on the eastern coast of Pelusia. We should be safe here for the present. Compared to the mainland, Sin Eater attacks are far less prevalent, and the native beasts are not any more dangerous than elsewhere. It is the people you should be wary of. Really? Whoa! Spy you that city in the distance? That is Yulmore, the island's main settlement. It rivals the Crystarium in scale and was once an ally in our battle against the Abomination. Once? For years, the Yulmoran elite have fancied themselves the masters of what remains of our broken world. They have gone as far as to offer the leaders of other settlements their protection, if we bend the knee. But to say their ideals are questionable would be putting it mildly. The Crystarium is one among many who resist their heavy-handed authority, and while we are not at war, our relationship with Yulmore is strained at best. It may be wise to conceal your ties with the Exarch during your stay here, especially in the vicinity of the city. Wow. Interesting. I am glad we understand each other. Now, the Exarch has instructed me to divulge a secret that should make finding your friend a good deal easier. Listen closely. I want to review some of the things he said just now. It should hopefully be enough. overestimate time. Like 3 minutes. There we go. I want to hear that again more closely. Yeah, it says the people. Okay, so I'll let him go from here. Okay. So for some reason they've decided to kind of be a little bit like the Empire then. Yeah, alright. Great. Gilmore, I mean. They want other human settlements to bow to them for some reason. They consider themselves the masters of what's left of what wasn't taken by the flood. Still tied. Be it south along the coast, you will eventually come to a fisherman's shack. A friend of the Crystarian lives there, a man who goes by the name of Ivor. Ivor keeps an eye on everything that happens in Calusia and will be able to point you in the right direction. Just hand him a sprig of thyme. That will let him know you can be trusted. Here, this should be enough. Find your friend. I will stay here with you tomorrow until you are ready to return. Fair enough. You wish to return already? No thanks. Just wondering if you had anything else to say. There's another Reaper nearby. Alright. Get him, Skeeter! Get him! You the guy? What you after? Fish? Crab? Think I've got an eel in a barrel somewhere if you've a taste for him. A fragrant herb commonly found growing along the food plains of the source. Ooh, I do love a bit of thyme. Chuck some in the pan and it's like a bloody festival of flavor. Now what is it I can do for you? Can't say there's been any major upsets to report these past few weeks. Well... Alpine, right? Aye, I know the one. Our young champion of the downtrodden. Gilmore's richer than all of Norbrand put together, but it's a different story for them as live outside the city. Most spend every waking moment just trying to stay alive, which makes your friend's dedication to helping others stand out all the more. Aye, I can hazard a guess as to where he is now. Get a message to him. But you'll need somewhere quiet to meet, away from prying eyes. Make for Stilltide, that's the fishing village just up the path there. Excuse me? You're looking for a rundown excuse for a tavern the locals call the Leaky Keel. Okay. Wait there and I'll see that Alfino joins you. Oh wow, just like that. For once something came easy. Fair enough. I'm used to a tuning. Is the place? Yes, dear? Buy a drink or out you go. The seats are for paying customers. Oh shit, alright. Just give me a sec, alright? Might have a friend coming, then we'll buy a drink. Jesus Christ. This your first time in a tavern? It's customary to buy a drink if you mean to loiter. What will you be having? I guess... ale? A fine choice, and what will you be paying with? Gil. Well now, those are exotic. Where did you come by coins like that? Oh right, this isn't the Crystarium shit. I'm sorry, dear, I don't doubt they have value. But I don't have a touchstone to test their purity, and I'm not about to go begging for one from the neighbors. So we'll just have to come to some other arrangement. Really? What kind of arrangement? Ah, here's an idea. There's a common to the north where we grow our vegetables, but lately the pests have been eating more of them than we have. What do you say to a bit of extermination work? Ah, okay. Yeah, that's fine. I want you to squash any vermin you find, then visit the caretaker and give him an earful from me for sleeping on the job. He'll be in the old silo next to the fence, snoring like as not. Do that for me, and you can laze about here as long as you like. Fair enough. I didn't even notice there was a person sitting over there. But yeah, that's... I was like, that's not an NPC. Blighted crop. Pestilent swarm. Well, there it is. Ah, I should have charged this up beforehand. See if I can keep up the momentum. Before it's too late. There we go. Yeah, why not? Lifesaver for later, right? It's like this outfit was made for Reaper. It wasn't even conceived of yet back then. It's almost seamless when I transition into the, Enshroud or whatever. Knock knock! No response. Maybe you need to knock louder. No response. Perhaps the occupant is hard of hearing? Well, knock louder. You hear a faint squeaking from the room beyond. Time to burst in and save the day, brave adventurer! Hell yeah! Just because we can. No one is home, and judging by the lack of furniture, they haven't been for some time. The gnawed scraps of vegetables on the floor suggest rats have taken up residence in their absence. Place is abandoned. Eva, milady. Welcome back, dear. What did that good-for-nothing caretaker have to say for himself? He wasn't even there. Gone? Must have left to join the rest of the hopefuls. What are you talking about? In Gatetown, outside Gilmore? You don't have a clue what I'm talking about, do you? And there I was thinking you were another dreamer. Well, never mind all that. Take a seat wherever you like, dear. You've more than earned it. I'll even throw in another drink on the house. Okay. Some booze. That blue one looks tasty. Probably because of the flavors my tongue associates with the color blue. You know, like blueberries.
And how is business today, Mistress Theva?
That voice!
Oh, frenetic. Look, I have a new customer.
Tis good to see you, my friend.
It's our boy!
barley seeds you wanted. They should produce a better harvest than the last.
What, just like that? Oh, wow, Finno, you really are a dear. Well, I'd best be tidying up some of those empty shacks before the pests move in. Keep an eye on the place while I'm out, eh?
It seems an age since last we spoke. Not since the prisoner exchange in Doma. And Yotsu.
Oh, yeah.
It has been even longer for me, of course, if you count the days I've spent here. But the time has only added to the relief I feel seeing you safe and well.
Dude, likewise, man. Me? I was more worried about you, man. Our bro Alfie's back.
Alize said much the same thing. I don't think I've ever had such a scolding.
Of course.
But I believe an exchange of news is in order. Come, tell me of your arrival and all that came before. I see. Both the Exarch and Alize told me what they knew of events, but I had stubbornly clung on to the hope that all-out war might yet be avoidable. And poor Tataru. She must be sick with worry. We must endeavor to return as soon as we may. It would be nice to bring her good tidings for a change. But before we bid this world farewell, we must first ensure that it is not rejoined to the Source. We must prevent the 8th Umbral Calamity. Urianger's vision of the future has, I fear, every chance of coming true. By his description, the catalyst for the Calamity was a formless and deadly weapon employed by the Garlean Empire. Which can only mean one thing. Black Rose. Gaius was telling you the truth. When we were on the trail of the Ascians, we saw evidence that the gas was being manufactured once more. Gaius was adamant that the project had been scrapped. But so long as there are wars to be waged, there will always be those determined to win by any means. And thus simply destroying the existing stores of Black Rose would do little to alter fate's course. In that sense, our involuntary journey here to the First was something of a boon. Together with the Exarch, we've developed a theory as to how we believe the rejoining will be set in motion. I'm sure Urianger himself will cover the subject in more detail. But I can tell you the process requires that both worlds, the Source and the First, be facing an existential threat. One being Sin Eaters, of course. They are a menace that I would dearly love to remove, and not just to avert a calamity. I may be a stranger to this world, but I will not stand idly by and let innocent people be slaughtered. That is what brought me to the gates of Yulmore. Ignoring its pretensions as a kind of capital city to what remains of the world, it is nonetheless a center of power and authority. If any solutions are to be found, I believe our search should begin there. What say you, old friend? Hungry for another adventure?
You know damn well I am, buddy. That's what I live for. Let's do it! Hell yeah!
And so we take to the road once more.
The way it's meant to be. Open arms, closed gate. Assuming you have no objections, let us make our way directly to the city outskirts. If we time our arrival just right, you may be lucky enough to see why I have yet to set foot in Yulmore, despite my best efforts to do so. Come, from here we must head west, and then cross a small bridge. That wasn't even back yet. Not far. I think I was able to bring my bike and all my other mounts with me, huh? Pelusia seems peaceful, does it not? Almost familiar? I had a similar impression of the Crystarium. Even in this distant world, people are much the same. To think that whenever a calamity struck the source, a reflection such as this one, with all its culture and history, was being erased from existence. Yeah, it's actually pretty sad to think about. No! Get away from me! What the hell just happened? Over there! Quickly! Someone's in trouble! Oh, thank the fates! Look out! Alright, man, we're on it. Don't worry about it. I've done this before. Tender love. No thanks, buddy. I'm good. See what I mean? We look kind of just like Orcus, don't we? Pretty much exactly, yeah, what Orcus look like. Now let's see the B transformation. See, it fits. Almost a seamless transition with this outfit. What the? Oh, I didn't realize I was targeting that lizard over there. Are you alright, ma'am? My poor heart. Thank you, young sir. Of course. Ah, there you are. In my haste, I lost my bearings. But I see you have the situation well in hand. Fine work. Are you alright, madam? Excuse me. Just a few bruises from where I fell. Nothing compared to what was in store for me before this brave soul came to my rescue. I honestly thought I was done for. My feet are not as swift as they once were, and I knew there was no one left to hear me scream. Not that I let that stop me. Good thing you did. I should probably leave my old house behind and queue up outside Yulmore with the rest of them. Doubt those fancy lords and ladies would welcome an old crone like me. Still, even a shack near the gate has to be safer than staying here. One would hope. Either way, I suggest you avoid wandering alone, lest you make the Sin Eater's task any easier. Thank you again. You saved my life. Now, I'm sure a strapping lad like you has little to fear, but I wouldn't linger long in this place. There's not to be had here but cobwebs and memories. It's as the lady says. Many in these parts have abandoned their homes to live in Yulmore's shadow. Should the Sin Eaters descend upon this region, there are precious few with the strength to fight them off. Speaking of which, what have you been told of these monsters? They eat people? That's about it. A brief history, then. It was not long after the flood swallowed the better part of the world that the Sin Eaters first appeared, some beastly, some beauteous. Yet regardless of their form, all seem incapable of speech, and all are driven by the same insatiable appetite for mortal ether. They are predators, and we are their prey. Pelusia suffers from far fewer attacks than most regions, but even so, the list of the Sin Eater's victims grows longer by the day. A tragedy without end. Damn. Still, we have won a small victory this time, at least. Now, shall we press on? We need to return to where the road forks and follow the path that leads west. After you, Alfie. And here we are. God, it's so bright everywhere you go. A lot of light. I like the colors when you look up into the sky, you know, but still. It is beautiful in its own way, but considering the context of it, not as much as it could be.
That gate up ahead is known as the Open Arms, and Yulmore itself lies beyond. This, meanwhile, is the aptly named Gate Town, the dwelling place of the many desperate souls who hope to be chosen to live in the city proper.
I thought I recognized you. Brought a new friend, eh?
I love this person's voice already.
I'll bet you got a trick or two up your sleeve. Maybe even 3. Care to show me?
I love the accent and everything.
He's not here to compete. Leave him be.
What? I was only making conversation.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please! Greetings to our hopeful petitioners, one and all! Yulmore extends its warmest regards. Let it be known that a lady of distinction wishes to dine on fish divine. We seek a master culinarian who can guarantee seafood perfection. Dazzle the matron with your delicious dishes, and life in the city will be yours to enjoy. Even on days when fish is not on the menu! Who among you will answer the call? Name yourself or another. We may not at all.
Was there anyone?
What about that girl?
Do you recall how I said Yulmore was a center of power and authority? Well, that is not the only reason for its fame. It is also known as the City of Final Pleasures. The noble and the wealthy who survived the flood gathered here to live out the rest of their days in decadent abandon. A poor man could sooner pass through the Iron Needle than Yulmore's gates. The only way the common folk can enter this perverted paradise is if they fulfill the whim of one of the privileged. And so they are picked over like market produce.
Not too different from real life, if you think about it. Except here, the peasants pick their slave masters, not the other way around. Sort of. Half and half, almost. You passed the interview.
What a catch! We'll not be throwing this one back. Having seen your all too obvious charms, we welcome you with open arms. Come, join us in the City of Splendor and live out your life in an ecstasy of endeavor.
See? She passed the job interview. That was quite easy, too.
Oh, just look at those expectant faces. What could you possibly be waiting for? Well, well, what have we here? An extra share of meal to celebrate our newest resident! For you!
Ah, love!
Enjoy!
Thank goodness.
Meal is a foodstuff which Yulmore routinely doles out to the people of Gatetown, and apparently a staple for its citizens as well. Many here rely on it to survive in these times of scarcity, yet the whole arrangement just seems... well, let's just say it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Well, she looked back and smiled. No, seriously, what was up with that? Of course it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. It's a much more blatantly obvious and blatantly aggressive form of what we have, like I was saying earlier. You just line up and they pick you out like cattle. Alright, you're useful, you're not. You can fuck off. Again, not terribly different. Now you understand why my attempts to enter the city have thus far come to naught. The dubious privilege of residency must be won via a contest with ever-changing rules. They say this policy has been in place for the past 2 decades, ever since Yulmore's current ruler came into power. Yet, from what I have seen, it does more harm than good. Not only does it distract people from our shared struggle against the Sin Eaters, it robs them of their self-sufficiency. I have tried to propose ways they could improve their lot, but my words invariably fall on deaf ears. The attitude is so entrenched now, I worry that, well, mayhap you should take a turn around... Yeah, take a turn around Gatetown and judge the situation for yourself. Okay. What the hell do I talk to out here? Oh, this guy again. Still here, are you? Can't blame you for wanting a slice of Yulmore's pie. If you ask me, you should ditch that sour-faced brat and make a home for yourself here. Gatetown's not much to look at, aye, but at least it's safe. And the meal is the best thing I've ever tasted. Good for you. Do I savor it piece by piece or gobble it all in one go? Like I said on my blind playthrough of this. Really nice metaphor for... Look at this. The poor people feeding off of the scraps that the rich people deign to give them out of their own amusement. The rare scraps that they drop off, you know? I said something along those lines back then. I still remember. A large pot bubbles over the flame. Pale chunks, meal, you realize, float in the otherwise plain broth. Okay? So they all like the meal. Scraps of the rich folk. Never tastes that good. I guess it kind of looks tasty, I don't know. Just look at it. Can you imagine a more beautiful city? Oh, I'll turn around in a minute. Every day I dream of the life that waits for me inside those walls. Oh, will they ever pick me? Holy shit, this is a nice view. Does look majestic, I can see the allure. You've seen what Gate Town has to offer? These people can no longer fend for themselves. They've become dependent on handouts of Mule, and believe Yulmore is the answer to all their woes. That's what I was just saying. Eating off rich people's scraps, which they seem to be giving out just out of amusement, it seems. Well, that or just keeping them close for whenever they need new laborers. That's what it seemed like, based on that scene we just saw. Yet, no matter how I frame my encouragement, they seem unwilling, nay, unable to conceive of any other way of life. Wow, the timing of that. Yeah, that was my 2-hour alarm. Right as I finished that quest, so perfect time to take a break. Yeah, I'll take a break, and then, as before, these odd hours that I've been streaming, I'll probably just go for like another hour, hour and a half, and that'll be that. So, I usually like to take a break after turning in a quest, and well, there you go. So I'll take one here. See you in a bit, folks.